Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing this afternoon? Here's the closing bell. There we go. All right, we are done for the day. Markets are closed. I had a glorious day of trading today. I hope that you did as well. I am Jonathan van Clute for Stock Navigators, just like every other afternoon and every morning. So if you like these videos, just a reminder, please do like them, comment below, let us know that you like them or what else you'd like to see, and be sure to subscribe so that you are reminded in the morning and afternoons when I am going to be going live with our morning and afternoon analyses. So with that, let's dive right in. Starting out, S&P 500 today was the bulls in charge, large and in charge all day long. It was very, very strong bull day. We had one really, really great opportunity intraday for an entry, and that was this pullback right here, which pulled back right to, whoops, zoom the other direction, right to this rising trend line and right to the top of the buy zone. And then from that point on, it was nothing but up. So that was really your ideal opportunity for an entry, was right down there. Now, obviously, if you are a scalper and you're trading much smaller time frames, 5 minute, 1 minute, even 10, 15 minute, then there were plenty of other opportunities today as well. There were lots of nice swings throughout the day. So on the whole, S&P is definitely bouncing at the moment. Whether this is a real recovery or just a bit of a bounce in the downtrend, we have yet to see how that's going to play out. We do have the buy zone down below, which is acting as support, the major buy zone on the daily chart. And we've got the sell zone up here. And right now, I mean, we are still technically in a downtrend until we've broken this high. That is what we're looking for. So we've got a good ways to go and still technically be in our downward pattern of lower lows and lower highs. So we need to get over the 21 EMA, break the box. We would love to see that. Definitely would love to see a break of the box. And then we need to get through this sell zone, which is also, of course, that high that I already highlighted. So there is a lot of stuff overhead, but right now anyway, the bullish momentum is strong. There's a lot of people buying in on this this move up. But again, is this the start of something new? We don't know yet. Right now, we would need to see it pull back and make a higher low above this low here, and then break whatever the previous higher high was in order to really start going higher. Unless we actually get such a strong bounce here that we do go all the way straight directly to above this high here. Not impossible. It would take a huge amount of momentum to do that, but it's certainly not impossible. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Right now, Navigator is still very red on the daily, but it is trending upwards. So there's plenty of room between here and crossing the zero line, or even approaching the zero line. So it is entirely possible that we are still in a downtrend and we retrace some of this Navigator and then turn south, break these lows, and test further down. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Short-term intraday, though, we are certainly still moving up. We do have a little bit of a divergent Navigator happening here, though. We've got the Navigator failing to make higher highs while price did make a higher high. So that is, something to pay attention to, something to maybe be just a little bit cautious about. It's not a gigantic red flag or anything, but, it's something to pay attention to. It's something to be aware of. So that being said, let's take a look at Crude, light sweet crude, and see what that did today. Well, Crude, in fact, closed. Oh, wait a minute. Am I looking at the? Yeah, I'm looking at the right thing. I was a little surprised to see that happen in one session, but it did. Crude closed that distance to the lower channel line. That's what it's been gunning for. There's also a buy zone down here, and it went right to it. And look at that, came right back up to the bottom of the buy zone and the bottom of this rising channel line. So, shorter time frame. Here's that buy zone, and we are right at it. Just absolutely shot down, went very oversold as well at the same time. Navigator flashing exhaustion there. But wow, what do you know? We went straight to it in one shot. That's a big move for just this one session in one go there. So there we go. Crude has completed its pattern. assuming that this is the pattern that it wants to remain in, is just bouncing around back and forth between the two lines of this channel. So if that's the case, then we can expect a new leg up. We need to look for some kind of bullish confirmation of that. Ideally, on a daily basis anyway, we will want to see a taking out of these highs here. And if we can do that, if it can get above that level, then that will be some kind of confirmation that there is some potential bullishness coming in. And then, of course, we got to break over the 21 EMA. And ideally, in a perfect world, I would love to see a break of the top of the box as well. Of course, by the time that happens, we've chewed up a lot of this channel, about half of it. So you probably aren't going to be wanting to wait for that. If you are bullish on crude and you believe that this is the start of a bounce, then this is a great low risk entry. You can stick your stop right below maybe the low of this candle, and you're outside the buy zone, you're outside the channel line, you've got a very low risk entry. And if this is, in fact, the continuation of this pattern of bouncing back and forth between these channel lines, then you pretty much nail the bottom. So if you're bullish on crude, not a bad time to think about entering if it's something that fits you and suits your trading style. Shorter term, of course, you've got a variety of opportunities. Right now, we are still super bullish, but we are, I mean, super bearish. I meant to say, sorry about that, super bearish, but we are also oversold. So do we get a bounce from here? Do we get some panic continuation to the downside? Don't know yet. Could go either way. Right now, we are holding right at the bottom of that buy zone. So remains to be seen if the buy zone actually causes crude to bounce back up again within it or above it, or if this actually breaks down below and the buy zone becomes a sell zone and becomes overhead resistance. So we'll have to see how things play out in crude, but for the bulls anyway, potentially, you might want to think about entering here. This could be a good entry if that fits your risk reward. All right, let's take a look at gold. See what gold did today. Well, gold has continued its upwards move. So very interesting that market was up today, up strong, and gold up as well. So everybody is in unison today, which is kind of interesting given what's been happening recently. Now, we are overbought. Navigator is flashing some warnings here, quite a few of them on the 60-minute, saying, hey, we're done. We need to cool off a little bit, maybe go sideways, maybe bounce around in the value area of this box for a little while, something like that. It needs to digest this move because this was a lot in a hurry for gold today. This was a big move. I mean, you can see the size of that candle right there. That's a biggie. So big move in gold. And it looks like maybe gold is sort of gunning for this channel line. Maybe it wants to try to get up there after all and wasn't even going to complete this pattern of bouncing to the downside. So right this moment anyway, very bullish short term on gold. And we're still in the value area technically on a daily chart. So daily chart, we're still kind of neutral. It's still in this choppy area, this just choppy 70% of the time value area kind of thing. So just be aware of that. There isn't a strong trend on the daily basis, but in the short term, there are definitely some good trending moves. I mean, you can see here today we had a break of the box to the upside around midnight, a little after midnight, basically around when the Europeans started their trading day. It looks like. And from there, it's just been nothing but up. We had one more chance to get in on this pullback here just before market opened, and then once the U.S. session opened, then that was it. It was just up like a rocket all day long, pretty much just like the broader market. So gold bullish on the short term, but lots of trading opportunities intraday if you like to play gold. Let's see what crypto did today. And interesting, it already has kind of busted out of this tight little channel range here. Interesting. It's breaking to the upside. So who knows? We might start to have a little bit of actual bullish momentum build in crypto here. But we got to get over this high. And we've got to do it with some kind of conviction in order to really establish that we're ready to march upwards. But even then, as I have repeated basically every day this week, there's just all this stuff overhead. So Bitcoin has got quite the fight ahead of it to try to get above all that. So for right now, it's kind of just going sideways, but we're looking like maybe there's a little bit of bullishness. So we did break out to the upside, of the box, and zoom in a little bit so you can see that better. Oh, no wonder. There we go. And we are moving up out of that. So if you are bullish on Bitcoin, then perhaps this is a reasonable entry. You can stick your stop just a little bit below the box there. It's riding the 21 EMA at the moment, and maybe you can ride a bit of this. Maybe it moves up to test this channel, this descending, not channel line, but descending trend line. Something like that. So we are getting into this little squeeze area here. This wedge is going to get squeezed. So something is probably going to happen sometime in the near future. One of these little spikes here that keep happening. One of these little pops might finally move up or down with some conviction and hold. So keep an eye on that. Right now, daily basis, we're still down. Navigator is still negative. So it's some mixed signals. It's a tough market in Bitcoin for sure. The volatility has been weird lately with this big volatility crush that we've had, these super tight ranges lately. So anyway, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, then those are the kind of things you're looking for, is maybe the bottom of that box. And if you're bearish, you really want to see a break of this low here, and certainly a break of this trend line. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at what natural gas did today. I know our friend William is always interested in hearing what's happening with nat gas. So today, choppy day today. Whoops, let's see here. Zoom in a little bit so we can see that. So, today it moved down strong and then has been just chopping around. Interesting, indecisive action going on in nat gas. It is really in this weird congestion area here. This is just basically one big sideways mess. Not a real trending market. I mean, you can see the 21 EMA has gone almost perfectly flat. It is just sideways. So tough trading market right now in natural gas. I mean, we really are stuck in that balanced mode, that value area. We're not getting another nice big move like this. Or like some of the other moves we've seen. Now, intraday, if you're the type to be, trading overnight, if you're up super, super, super early or something, there have been some nice swings like that. And if you're a scalper, certainly you can, potentially scalp some of these big moves here. But if you're in it for more like swing trading, something like that, this is tough. This is a tough market. It's not clearly bullish. It's not clearly bearish. It's really just kind of a mess. Now, we did break the zero line to the downside on the 60-minute chart. So that is showing some bearishness coming in. So far, the price is just going sideways. It's not really following through to the downside, but that could change at any moment if we can break this descending trend line here and start to head lower and take out these lows with some kind of conviction. Navigator is still green technically on the daily, but obviously it is moving down. So maybe we get a closer to the zero line, break below it, and then maybe we start to finally get a continuation move to the downside to try to test that buy zone that's down below. Oops, get the hand there. So we've got this buy zone here, and really we're expecting nat gas to just kind of roll over and head towards that zone. And it's just fighting. It's fighting that really, really hard right now. It does not want to head down. So a lot of bullish sentiment at the moment in nat gas, but big sell zone overhead. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be going long really at these levels. This is tough. This is kind of a messy market right now. I don't envy anybody who's actively trading it, because it's a little on the rough side. So that is my market analysis for this afternoon. If anybody wants to hear anything specific on these in the future, obviously, as always, please chime in. You can jump into the chat comments, or into the chat rather, or leave us a comment. We would love to hear from you. And as always, I'd like to remind you to please give us a like on the video, give us a thumbs up, and make sure you hit subscribe if you would like to be notified of my going live each morning and afternoon for the pre-market and post-market analyses. I like to do them. I really enjoy doing them. They help my trading. I hope they help they help your trading as well. I had a great day today, and I hope you did too. So that's it for me, Jonathan Van Clute for Stock Navigators, saying until tomorrow morning, good trading, everybody, and take care.